Kanye dropped another song and Kim is pissed. And who knew Jess Hilarious would live up to her name, The Mess? And Monique, come on, girl. We got to give Tyler Perry a little bit grace. All of this and so much more on Another Mother, episode 11. Create Zen.
Create dopamine.
Create Zen.
Create dopamine.
Create Zen.
Create dopamine.
I create Zen.
I create dopamine.
We Another Mother, Poddio. Hey.
Another mother, Poddio. Hey.
We Another Mother, Poddio. Hey.
Another mother, Poddio.
Here we go. Here we go with the mother freaking show. Here we go with the mother freaking show. Get your coffee. Get your tea. Get your life. Got my green tea right here today. I'm your host, Lisa Renee, and
I'm the big black man. And wow.
Weezy. You guys, if you have not heard it, trending song right now is JENNIE and Doechii with ExtraL. Dope song. JENNIE starts out with a little bit of rap and then Doechii come in and then they blend it all together. The song is totally cute and very, very hot. I didn't even know that JENNIE has skills like that. I knew Doechii had, but I didn't know that JENNIE has skills like that. Have you checked that song out yet?
I actually did get a chance to peep the majority of the video. I went the whole visual with it. Yeah, it's very interesting. On one end, it's like, wow, 50 some odd years later, and hip hop is still the go-to if you want to hit. It's still the go-to if you want to hit. Let's keep it a thou wow. In some type of way, shape, or form, you incorporate a hip hop element in it in some type of way. And now that song has now become a smash.
Absolutely.
Let's keep it a thou. I think that's the one end. Like hey, let's not forget that. Like, go on and do your thug. But at the end of the day, all the biggest songwriters in the world, producers in the world, or whatever, you want that smack, you bring the hip hop in it. So let's just give a shout out to hip hop one time.
Hip-hop.
How about that? How about that?
Shout out.
That's what I'm on.
Exactly.
How about that?
All right, guys, listen, for my flight attendants or girls who just love cute hair, cute bobs, want something really nice and light, check out my referral code for my Love Me wig. It's got
I know that's right.
Natural part, right? The natural part right here, you can put it behind the ear, let your little baby hairs come out and bring it here. Their line, guys, if y'all have not got a Love Me wig, it doesn't matter. I got a lot of old hair under this. Their wigs are so nice and light. And as a flight attendant, I don't want to cut my hair, but we have to have our hair shoulder length, or you see our hair pull back. This wig right here, I will have the referral code for it. You can actually pull it back in a bun just like this. So this wig is bomb. Now you're gonna have a little twig back there, but hey, it's bomb. So definitely check out my referral code in the description. Again, Love Me wigs, and I do love my wig. Let's get on to some inspiration for today. So our inspirational quote for today is, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. Aunt Weezy, take that away.
Dang, I almost cussed and fussed on that one. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. Dang. Where to start on that one? At the end of anything that you ever want to talk about, you either achieve, go for it, or you don't, simply because of this quote. Literally. I'm talking with you. I promise you. I'm not talking at you. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lifelong journey to stay in the fight when very few are fighting with you on what you're fighting for. Let's keep it a thou wow. Me and Lisa are here today because we continue to fight for it.
Period.
That's the we would be phenomenal friends and all the stuff since. But what you guys are seeing, the result of what you are seeing is as a result of the fight. And me and her, there's a lot of people who supported us, but not everybody's been in the fight with us on this level. And not say anybody's, it's not anybody's responsibility. It's our responsibility, which is exactly my point.
Boom.
Because if you stay on the path of thinking you can, you will eventually be surrounded by others who think they can too. And because of the way they think they can see how you can. And you can see how they can. And then you develop relationships out of that. And now you both are doing the can thing together. And then you surround your village with that. But there's a whole lot that comes to that. I know certain people may look at me and be like, oh man, whoop, 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 this and that, the third. And man, like if I don't mean to sound a certain way, I'm just keeping it as real. This is Chuck and Zaporia. This is just me being real. If it looks easy, it's only because I've tried to keep it as easy as possible. If you got some other stuff that you got going on, it ain't just my bad. It doesn't mean anything. I don't have to dislike you. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to dislike you. You don't think that I can. You don't think that you can in a certain way. If you're resolved in doing however that is on that, then you're resolved in doing it how that is on that. But I can no longer bear the responsibility of what you think and feel. I can no longer bear that responsibility. And at the end of the day, it's my fault if I continue to bear that responsibility because I'm continuing to move in a way that perpetuates me bearing that responsibility.
Yes.
I don't want it. Nah, I don't really want to be responsible for what that is. I am here, all the things,
Yes.
but I don't want to be responsible for what that is. Like, there's been relationships that have ended, as a grown person with people that I truly love and care about. But I just don't want to be responsible for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be responsible for that. I'm not coming with that energy. I have a song about it that y'all don't haven't heard yet. It's literally a work in progress when it comes to that whole type thing. So if I then have to be in environments that foster my enthusiasm for thinking I can.
Mm,
And
absolutely.
your vibration may not be congruent to that. And that's what that means. That's the responsibility. If you listen, the responsibility is completely mine. I've even had to say that to a couple of people, even when it comes to personal stuff. Like, really, it's personal only because we're personal, but it's really not personal. I'm just making the best decision for me. That's why it doesn't have to come with a lot of hate and dislike.
Right.
It's just my decision. I don't love you any less. I'm just making my decision. I'm owning my part in it. It's been my fault. Let me adjust. Then that's that.
All right. So here's where I think about whether you think you can or think you can, you're right. It's just true, right? So I went to Florida this week because you guys know that we have spring break actually going on. And my boyfriend Julian's sister told me something in my ear that has stayed with me now that I am traveling in Vegas doing business right now and having fun too with family and stuff out here too as well. But something she said, she says, "Hey, Lisa, once you tell him something, don't say it no more."
Mm,
Basically, what Aunt Wow was trying to say, right? Don't carry no one else's burden, right? Because if someone thinks they cannot do it, they're right. They can't. And you're put on their path to try to help them to see the wisdom of Proverbs. But if they do not get it, I am telling you, stand up and let that baggage roll off of your back. Do not waste your time convincing people's little minds about something that they choose not to believe. Better yet, don't tell everybody your story. Some things you just got to keep to yourself, to your close knitted group who you know is on that I can progress, right? Everything we see out here today was simply formed from a dream of someone who said, I can. See, you guys think you see celebrities, let's just say Beyonce, right? Beyonce's got her new tour coming out here. She just added a new show in Vegas, and you think, oh, Beyonce's great, and she has this. But Beyonce was also that little girl just performing in her living room like everybody else with a dream. And then she had a father who said, I can right along with you and help her propel forward because he was on the progress of I can, i.e., parents, check that. I'm just saying, if you see something in your children, they can only do so much as children. You have to help them get to I can. But if you keep telling them that B plan, then they grow up with now I got to have an A in the B plan, and the B plan is pulling them from the A plan. Just believe in I can and do what you choose to do and let everything fall in place in the way that it's supposed to go. It is so important to vibrate your energy in a positive state. Negativity is going to get you nowhere at all. Not going to get you anywhere. As much as people might like the controversy, we get it online. We get it. Nobody wants the positivity of what we're trying to give people. Controversy sells, but I'm here to tell you negative energy, I can't mental attitude will keep you right where you are. So you have to fight it. We're not asking you to be inhuman. We're saying when those negative things creep up, you got to fight. And then when your family or friends or other people try to creep up and say negative things, say, nah, I don't buy into that. I do not buy into that thought process because I am on the process of I can, I will. And when I get old, Aunt Wow and I will be rocking in our rocking chairs and saying, not shoulda, coulda, woulda. We would have said, we did that, we did that, and we did that. And we chose to step forward in the midst of lifing, in the midst of people saying no's, in the midst of people trying to judge you on character, saying you need to be this way, or you need to be this age, or you need to be this thin, or you need to be that. We said we're going to walk forward exactly based on who we are. You don't dictate my future. If I say I can, I will. Period. So if this is talking to somebody right now, stop letting those negative haters be up in your ear. Now, Aunt said something about dropping a song. You guys, DistroKid, I love it. There is a referral code in my description. If you use DistroKid, you will get a coupon. I also have something dropping very soon too as well. And that quote is going to tie right into that, guys. So again, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. We're telling you think that you can. All right. All right, guys, let's move right along. We're going to talk about our health topic. Drink this drink every morning and it will protect against inflammation. It will help with probiotics, reduce stress, help with weight loss, cancer, it reduces cancer risk, and it also assists with your heart health, guys. That is drinking sauerkraut juice every morning. I'm here to tell you, I'm going to try it one time because of all these benefits. I'm probably not going to try anything chopped, raw, fermented cabbage dish. I'm probably never going to try it again, but I want to try it because of the nutritional profile that it actually adds. However, the risk is people with digestive conditions like IBS may find that sauerkraut worsens their symptoms. Ace, have you ever tried that?
I have not just tried the chopped raw fermented cabbage dish. And yes, the on the probiotic tip, yeah, if listen, I personally have to monitor things that are heavy in probiotics because,
Oh
and
God.
I just that's just not something that's ever been, that part of the game has, always kind of happened in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You YouTubing, we trying to be, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I got to be me at the end of the day also.
Right.
There's just things that happen at times. So in that instance, I don't want a whole bunch of probiotic. I don't want a whole lot of probiotic. So you adding fuel to the fire. Messing things up, making me have to be stationary. I got to be able to move around the cabin. I need, hey, you heard me say, hey, I need it all in together now. I don't need everybody doing their own thing. So I'm just saying, the probiotic portion, be careful. Be careful with the probiotic portion. With the sauerkraut, I'll try any of this stuff once because I'm always searching for a blended raw kind of thing that will, in fact, fun fact, and my boy Twizzle actually got me back on this because the the Jack LaLanne, you remember the
Mhm.
Jack LaLanne? I still
Juicer.
got that thing.
You still got his juicer?
I still have that juice. It's been
My
in the garage
kids.
since I've moved to SoCal. It's out right now. Like I could pan it, literally sitting here right now.
Wow.
And it's awesome. It just takes a lot. It's a whole lot. You got to dedicate a whole lot of time out today to really kind of get your vegetables all chopped up and do all that, and then the cleanup process. It's a little investment in time. If the time investment wasn't as much, I would do it more. I say that to say I always like these. I'm always searching for something like this because it's good for you. However, it's like grapes. I love grapes. I mean, I absolutely love grapes. There's something about grapes, though. However, I can't eat them like I want to. Back in the day, I literally take a whole grape and eat it all. I can't. I got to be careful because it gets things active. So that's the only kind of the probiotic that I would be concerned about. But I would absolutely try it once, maybe twice, because like you said, I ain't trying to wake up and drink that every morning.
No, not, but it's good and we'll put it out there. Guys, let's get into In the Know, aka Hot Topics, aka Celebrity News, aka it's all so many names, but you know what we're talking about, right? So let's talk about Jess Hilarious, everything that's going with the Breakfast Club. So if you are not aware of what's happening, let me give you a short synopsis. So Jess went live and she talked about how she felt like she wasn't really getting the time to do her segment, Jess with the Mess, right? She was hired to bring the comedy to the show and she had this segment. If you remember, Jess got pregnant. Well, she was pregnant already before she took the contract with the Breakfast Club, but they did not know. So she was probably only doing the show for about 2 to 3 months and then she was out on maternity leave. At that point, they brought in Lauren LaRosa. If you don't know Lauren, she used to be on TMZ, right? So she is known for journalism, reporting. I knew of both of these women because they are both from my hometown, DMV area. And I think Lauren might live in Delaware. I'm not sure. I hear her talk about Delaware a lot. That's why I'm living. What's up, Lauren? Hey, girl. Hey. But anyway, Lauren came in to assist while Jess was having her beautiful baby. But here's what happens, right? We good old know FMLA will hold your job, but it may not necessarily hold the position. So Lauren came in there
Man.
doing what Lauren does, doing it well. And producers was like, oh shoot, this is going really good. She's doing really good. Listeners are really liking her. And I'm gonna be very honest with you, Lauren kills it. She does an amazing job at knowing the facts, reporting stories, doing her research. And the reason why is a lot of people don't know this. She's a producer. So a producer is the one that pulls all the stories to give to the personalities so that they can report out. So if you have a producer who's also being a personality, well, of course she's going to know the data, right? Because she is the one who gets the data. So she's getting stories that she's familiar with And then she's reporting out on these stories that feel kind of good for her. Whereas some shows will have a bunch of topics and the personalities may go through the things that they really resonate with, i.e., Wendy. Wendy would tell us, like, hey, they give me all these topics, but I pull the ones that I resonate with because if you resonate with the story, you can talk more eloquently on it. You can talk more authentic on the actual segment or whatever. So Jess was feeling like, hey, I'm back having my beautiful bundle of joy, and that little girl is absolutely beautiful. Why is Lauren still here? Breakfast Club is three people. You know what I'm saying? What do we got going on? What's four quadruplets or why we got four people going on? Why we got twins? We got twins up in the studio. What's happening? And so Lauren used to report out during Jess with the Mess segment, and Jess was feeling like this is really not Jess with the Mess. And she took it personal because the simple fact is it's her brand. And I do understand that when you created something, it's your brand, and now someone's coming in and they're not doing what your brand really is. And it seems as if, based on how Jess was speaking live about it, is that nobody was really giving her answers. And Ace and I both, we've been in corporate. We know how the corporate game work, right? You just got to know the rules of corporate game and know how it works. They will play real dumb as they are strategizing behind your back on what they're going to do, when they're going to do it, and how they're going to do it. Now, here's where I disagree with Jess. She talked about how she felt. We get it. We understand. It's uncomfortable. You're coming back. Somebody's not leaving that should be gone because they were only here to replace you, but they're still here. That's an uncomfortable situation, right? That's like, let's just take Ace and I here. And then I all of a sudden bring another guy in, and Ace was like, wait, what's this about? You know what I'm saying? It would make anybody uncomfortable. So let's say, hands down, we get how Jess is feeling. Where I think leadership part, I think where Jess went wrong when it started to become very emotional and attacking, meaning she started to say things to Lauren. She would tell her to shut up and be quiet. That's unprofessional. You never want to do that to anyone. When she started saying that the Breakfast Club is like a big playground, you know what I mean? Everyone's childish, and she named like a high school or something like that. That is where you take professionalism and now it's become unprofessional. And just like I did a talk show, I spoke on this a little bit yesterday. Our talent has to meet our professionalism. A lot of content creators, we're getting opportunities, but because of our lack of professionalism, some of us are losing these opportunities. And that can hurt future content creators like ourselves who are trying to grow up and do certain things, because now the networks are like, we don't want to mess with these content creators because they lack professionalism, which is not true. There are many creators that I watch that are professional. We're professional, right? The way that Jess handled it, talk about how you feel. It's best to talk about it privately. But let's just say you want to go to the people, because that's how Jess started, right? So she did, based on what she does, is she goes to the people. And I would tell networks, you have to understand, if you hire a content creator that got famous going to the people, what you think they're going to do when they disgruntled? They going to go to the people, right? So Jess only did what Jess did to get famous and what Jess did to get her on the show. Also, I would tell networks, Jess announced her being on the Breakfast Club before you guys did. Did y'all not see the writings on the wall? Y'all might have gave her grace, but she's already telling you who she is. However, what I would say to sis and to anybody, if you want future opportunities as such. Oh, let me digress. She also said, let it be honest. And I think this was ego and pride talking. I don't need this. Girl, many people would change that seat with you any day to be on the Breakfast Club. You got to be mindful what you say. We might got a good following on YouTube, but a lot of other people may not even know who the hell we are. You understand what I'm saying? Well, I didn't travel with the Harlem Globetrotters. They might know who the hell I am. But I'm just saying, a lot of people don't know who we are outside of the YouTube world. So what you don't want to do is blow a Breakfast Club check. You don't want to blow that check. So say what you got to say, but leave the inappropriate, unprofessional commentary behind closed doors. So let me tell you what happened. She made that live. Then they decide we're going to talk about it for ratings live in front of everybody. And now it is truly messy. It is just messy because now Lauren is like, I'm a grown ass woman. My mother don't even tell me to shut up, AKA, don't you tell me to shut up. DJ Envy got very upset because he's like, you could have talked to us behind closed doors. You did not have to go out like this. And why are you listening to the people in the comments? And Jess is like, I'm not listening to the people in the comments. This is how I feel. And I felt like you guys wasn't listening to me. So I felt I needed to take it to the people. Anytime you take it to the people, you're never going to get a fair judge, trial, jury, nothing. Because nobody is living in the shoes that you're actually living at that time. And Jess has a new baby. She also has a handsome son. She has a fiance. You need that check. You don't want to burn bridges. Like I said in my video yesterday, you are still a baby in this. Charlamagne the God, Envy, they are the gods of that show. Right? They have put in the work. Angela Yee has put in the work. When you are new to a job, you've only been there a year. I know you might think you're bigger than you are. And I think DJ Envy and it was probably gaslighting you a little bit. Talking about, this your show. This your show. Nah, sis, I'm here to tell you, it ain't your show. Don't get comfortable. Okay? Don't let them fool you and tell you it's your show. It is not. Those two guys have worked their ass off for the Breakfast Club, and they're letting nobody or no one mess that up. And I'm going to be very honest with you, Jess. I don't think they're going to renew your contract. I'm just being very honest. They're going to play cuckoo caca. I saw y'all today. It looked all happy. There's no way you can go back from what happened yesterday. People going to do what they got to do to get their check, but they still going to go home and have that table talk with family and friends because some things that were said, you just can't go back on those type of things. And that's just how corporate is. Let it go ahead and die down and phase out. The ratings are high. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. But I'm telling you guys, don't focus on what's happening right now. Focus on why you're here. Why am I at the Breakfast Club? Is it about them or is it about me? This is about me getting this check. Is my pay changing because Lauren is here? Probably not. And if they're not going to change it, then they're just not going to change it. And Aunt Weezy, no, that's how corporate goes. If it is not your business, you can say whatever you want to say. The reason why they have not made changes is because strategically there are other things going on that you are not going to be aware of. So because of that, you have to make decisions that are in the best interest of your family. But airing some of those things out, not everything, how you felt is valid. We get that. But some things I would have left behind closed doors because these things will forever be attached to your amazing brand that you've created. And what that does, Jess, that many people may not tell you, now other big people in the industry may not want to work with you because they're like, Jess is messy. I'm not saying Lisa Renee feels this way or Aunt Weezy is feeling this way. We're just telling you for people who have been in this industry for a long time, I'm older than you. They may not tell you this to your face. They will hide caca right in front of you. Honey, they will stop those checks like that. Let Monique be an example. Let Monique be an example how when you do certain things, not saying again, Monique ain't valid. Let me just put that out there. What I'm saying is if you are trying to feed your family, say what you gotta say. Everybody has a right to say what they gotta say, but never in a way that you're attacking someone else. Speak to the points, leave emotions to the side. Some people thought it was postpartum. I'm not about to diagnose you. Maybe, maybe not. That's not my business. I'm just telling you from a leadership standpoint, speak your mind and say what you got to say. But when it comes to the point that you're attacking, shut up, be quiet. You guys are like a playground. You're this. Nah, it's just not ran professional. There's a word, Jess. It's not ran as professional as I would want it to be ran, unfortunately. It's not. You know, and unfortunately, I find myself not being my best self. Now I'm telling my co-host to be quiet and shut up. And I know that's not a right thing, but because I'm not feeling I'm getting answers, this is how it's making me feel. Now you're speaking the same thing, but you're not threatening people. You're not putting people down. You're not hurting yourself for potential opportunities. But the way that this went down, let us all as content creators learn from this. Whoever gets the next big contract, rise up. Let's be an example of professionalism. We're not saying Jess wasn't right in how she felt, but how she handled it could have been handled differently. And Weezy?
You didn't leave me nothing left to say.
Hey, that story was very no. You got a different mindset than me. Shut
You
up.
didn't leave me nothing left to say.
Hey, well, there you go. We can move on with the story then.
No,
You see how these hosts are? You see how shady? You see how shady? Now he could have left that to his dad. You see how these are, but these were my opinions. I was passionate about that.
no.
I love
I'm
Jeff
just, yeah, absolutely.
and
No, you were
Lauren. Love
barring.
them
You were
both.
barring out. That's why I was letting you, I wasn't about to stop that. That's why I let you roll. No, you was barring. Yeah, it's tough. It's just tough. I'm not gonna create a long thing, but because you did hit on a lot of really good points. You, I mean, listen, trust me, man. You talking to Chuck D, Public Enemy. You know, this is my. I am all about it. Like I'm about to. Hey, listen. I know you know it's about it to be about it on certain things. You know, hey man, that cat said this to me. That cat says that to me. Trust me, the world delivers itself in a certain way. And when that situation comes up, okay, I got to handle it a certain way. But like that whole vigor and energy goes to that. Like you know, towards the system. So I get it. I understand. You know, with that said, it's even more important to heed the love in the message that Lisa Renee just shared, because with that now mindset, like it doesn't mean you don't say what you want to say. I was telling a really good close person to me about this because there was a lot of situations going on, and I'm like, look, I'm not saying don't say what you got to say, bro. That's not what I'm saying at all. I can't even work that way. Like that's not even what I'm saying. But I am saying you have to make a decision on how you want this to go. Period. Um, every single thing that Jess said, if that's said to them, I don't even know if that's the right thing to say to them. But if all that's said to them in that way, and you're able to get at them in that way without having to do it on air or show any of that in any of that kind of way, and then go live and do any of that kind of stuff, you're just relying on a really big. Here's the reality: when you are relying on the people in that kind of way, you need the people. That's why you have the people. But when you're relying on them in that kind of way, now you're making decisions on behalf of a whole lot of people who don't have to bear the consequences of your actions.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for a lot of people to be like, yeah, man, go do that. Go do that. Yeah, I'm down. Then you go do that. And then they ain't as down as you thought they was. Like you thought when you was gonna go do that, they was coming with you. And I'm not saying those people don't exist. I absolutely know those people don't exist. I mean that those people exist, but I'm just saying, you know, you gather those and be, you know, your point is to be consistent in who you're being. It doesn't really need to rely on like you galvanize the people. You don't rely on the people. I think there's a difference. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like you go into the court of public opinion now, like, and maybe because this could happen too. Maybe the public opinion raises enough stink for you to where the Breakfast Club can't let you go now. Maybe that's what you're thinking. You know, like the public. You know, let me go to the public, and the public makes it big enough. What happened?
Your
Oh,
family.
I
Did you
missed
see
it.
it?
I didn't.
Came twice.
I
Three. They're
didn't.
doing it again right now.
Oh,
Oh
well,
my
see, you know
God, on
what?
this side. Woo!
Well, see, I can't see
I
it
knew they were gonna
because
visit us again. Can we tell them what's going on? And you called their name. You said their name, your parents' name.
I did.
You
I
guys,
did.
we need an orb specialist. He called his, I don't know if y'all caught it when he said Chuck and Zipporah's name. And It's weird. Some of our shows, we see this white orb, and it's like a thumbs up that just it comes on this side of his shoulder, not his right, his left shoulder from the way I'm looking at him. And it's like they're giving their son like a thumbs up. You said there. I started freaking out. So we need an orb specialist because they did it 3 times.
Yeah, they are very present. Yeah. Hey, and I just like that, like she said, every time it happens, I just
Sorry,
roll with it.
guys.
Yeah, no, hey, I receive it and roll with it. I don't even try and to be honest with you, now that I'm thinking about it, right now, we might not need an oral specialist. Maybe we need to let them just continue to do their thing. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes.
Maybe we need to just let them because I'm welcoming every bit of it. So hey,
Wow.
rock on.
Right when you were
Um,
talking to.
rock on, rock on. Let's go. But yeah, I just,
There they go again.
see every time, you know what? Okay, so can I get it? Can I keep it all the way? I'm gonna get the next level with you. Now they over here playing with me. So now look. So you said there they go again. So look, now I have it situated to where I can see both of us clearly, right?
Right.
I can see both of us clearly, everything. Oh, boom. And I was like that. After you said I'm hitting here, like now I'm sitting here for a minute, ain't nothing cracking. The minute I moved it back, because see, I move it so you can be center line with the camera so that even when I'm looking at you, I'm trying to give, I watch back and study little points too.
Right.
I'm critiquing myself and I'm
Right.
like, okay, let me move her to the center. That way, even if I'm looking down, I'm still kind of looking in the direction of the camera,
Yeah.
trying to be more professional about this. So when I go move you back after I realized they weren't going to come again, literally when I did that, you said, there they are. And I'm like, God dang it. And that's
So
why I
you
said,
can
now they
see.
playing. Now they over here joking and having a good time and such. They're
That's
gonna make the
is there
minute I get it over there, then all of a sudden they're gonna come again
is there
on the
anything
side that I can't see.
four? Is there anything symbolic with four that has to do with them?
I mean, they raised 4 children.
There you go. Okay. I just wonder symbolically, they did it four
They
times. And
raised
normally
four
those are the
children.
signs, and we look at that, guy. So sorry to just, if anybody knows spiritually, my amazing brother from another mother lost his parents. And we feel like they come and visit us every time we do, not every time we do this show. We didn't see anything from them last week. So go ahead and rewind it back. You guys let us know if you see it, but he called their name, but he said it so subtle. I don't know if anybody caught it. And here it is. They're here. They're
Wow,
here. And yeah,
wow,
yeah, yeah.
wow,
So
and playing.
yeah,
I'm gonna wait till I move it back and then go in there. Oh, let me do it right now. I just on the side he can't see. There's a whole side I can see when I do my adjustment to make sure
right.
I'm in line, but they're gonna do it on the side I can't see both times.
That is
Two
so
times
funny.
each.
And Aunt Wow, just to share with you too, you have some content creators now forming this opinion of Jess that now she's this angry woman. Now the stereotype is created, and I hate that for us.
And not only an angry woman, but they love to put that angry black woman, an angry woman, period. Don't get it twisted. Now that is not colorblind. I
Right.
promise you. An angry woman, period. Yeah, it's gonna be met with contention for sure.
Yeah.
One thou wow.
Right.
Then you put the black part in that with the contention it comes with, and then that part of it, put the with the women, right? And then like you can black and still be I'm a believer in it because you know who does it on a very, and I'm not saying you have to be this person, but I'm just trying to drive the point home that you're talking about. You know who does it, you know who's out there blacking, and I'm not even overly endorsing. I mean, I do like her, she's beautiful and all the things, she be out there riding. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like her, because I do, but I'm not overly just here standing on nothing. But I'm just saying she be blacking out and I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett. She be out there blacking out. She be out there blacking, dog. She
Right.
be blacking out on
Right.
that stuff,
Right.
right? On that. But in that arena, she blacking out. But she
Yeah.
just, it's, you know what that's doing? Now it's taking what I said when I'm like, yo, it's always going to be That's you have to understand that that's just part of the game with it. Now, oh, okay, now let me go black out because now I can black out. And if I really choose to black out, I'm gonna black out in an arena that's designed for me to black out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then even in that way, she can't go doing no crazy stuff or whatever. I'm sure we hear all the stuff she has to say. Can you imagine what she's saying off camera?
Absolutely.
Let's keep it a thou wow.
Absolutely.
Right. But she's
Right.
still in this position to be doing that. And I just used her as an example because there's a bunch of people like that. But I'm just saying, like, again, to your point, I'm not, you listen, because you mentioned her and you mentioned Monique. And I'm like, yo, I mean, it's unfortunate because the stigma in that is just going to be larger. It is what it is. It does not mean that other women who are like that have not, been condemned or whatever that is. It doesn't mean it has not happened because that is not what I'm saying. But I am also saying when you put that stigma on it, and now the very community where you're supposed to be making the bread is not messing with you, now where you're supposed to go, because that's what was. And I'm not saying that's the cold part. And I do want to say this. I agree with everything Lisa is saying. And the problem is it's like, well, dang, who am I to tell you what to do? But also, I just don't know if that was it. But like, you know, there's a certain responsibility that does come if you decide to move in a certain way where you're not going to air your stuff out in public. There is a certain responsibility that comes with that. For real, for real. There's a lot. So that decision it's not an easy one because you can just do it, and if nothing's changing, you got to deal with it X, Y, and Z. That's how I would deal with it. But
Right.
I do also understand because I feel like we're equipped to deal with it in that way. So with this understanding, I just feel like, oh, in this arena, I'll just kill it in this arena. But that might not be the case for everyone, right? And so in that situation, you felt like you needed to do that. I mean, the danger, and here's the danger in it. Not telling you what to do, but the danger in it is somebody else may way more benefit off of what you're doing than you. That's just the reality. I'm not telling you not to do it, but by you making a stand, you might get vilified. But that stand, this is for anybody, that stand could raise enough to where they become tolerant of it in the future, but they just ain't messing with you. So somebody might benefit off of that,
True.
right?
That
Who
is
knows? Right, that's the thing. That's just the reality. Everybody that's going to be coming up. There's always a Lauren LaRosa. There's another person who's making their way as well. And then when they get there, they learn from what you did and they can benefit off it. Now they know what not to do. Somebody else might benefit more than you, and that's just the reality of the game. Um, that's just a responsibility to bear in that decision, that part of the decision, right? You could raise enough fuss to where it works out for you, but you can also, like I say, be thinking, okay, everybody's ready to rock, and then I go to rock, and they ain't really in the rock. So that would be your decision to decide if you have the community to do that. Because if you don't, then there's a problem. Because if you do happen to get let go from this, it's going to be hard to get into another one, possibly if you don't have that structure that can help net your fall.
right. And I believe she's on a contract. And guys, don't quote me. I think the months that she was out, she may have to fulfill those months that she was out based on her contractual agreements. I'm not really sure of that, but if they renew her contract, I would be shocked. Would I want them to renew her contract? Absolutely. Only because I feel all of us deserve grace. I think all of us have made not wise choices in our careers, and it took people like myself or other people to love me enough or love Aunt Weezy enough or love others enough to teach us how to go about the same issue that we have, but go about it in a way that's not detrimental to our career or even to our health. But the one thing I can tell you at the end of the day, whenever you work for someone else and you're doing something with someone else, they're going to always have their rules and you're not going to always agree, aka YouTube. Let's talk about it. There are certain rules YouTube has that we don't necessarily agree, but we out here dropping this content, right? Because we want to get monetized and get the monetization checks, right? So if you can do it in YouTube world, you can do it in other corporations, right? You're never going to agree with something maybe 100% that somebody else built, i.e. Breakfast Club. So what I got to do is realize I can voice my opinions, but at the end of the day, the foundation has already been built. And they're going to do things in the way that they choose to do things. And I have to either adjust or I have to exit. And it's simply like that. And that's why a lot of people start their own businesses because they want to create something that's a little bit healthy than what they've already been in. But working for other people, you're going to have to follow their rules, guys. So anyway,
Yeah,
Jess, Lauren, I'm sorry, all everybody
no,
at the Breakfast Club, I wish y'all all the best. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like when you said I just saying this, just this is a more thought process kind of thing when people are discussing these kind of stories. Like when you said, do I want her contract to get renewed? Absolutely. And I'm like, yeah, why what good would it do me to root against her not getting the contract? Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
why wouldn't I want her to have it?
Because we don't like to see people
What
win, though.
gain am I going to have or lose if she had now other people, yes, it could be. There are certain people that have certain positions you don't want to have because of X, Y, and Z. But in this situation, you know what I mean? It's I'm just being real. I'm just
You
being
know
for
who he's
real.
talking about, but we gonna just be real.
I'm just being real in all arenas, and everything is all arenas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I'm just being real. So, like, unless it's something like that, or that's gonna, and like you're at the Breakfast Club, it's entertainment. You guys are doing things. You got your word and all the things, all the kind of. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't need to root against you. Why would I want you not to? So I think a lot of times we get caught up in that, like, oh, she get renewed, like part of them not wanting them to get renewed. And I think it goes back to the I think you can kind of thought process with the inspirational quote we was talking about, like because you think you can, you might project that on somebody, so you may not want them to have because you don't think you can, and that's like I don't think in that way. So then why would I be tripping? So anyway,
Absolutely. We want I love to see people win. I
I don't
really
really,
do.
we trying to win, so it don't do me no good putting out energy for not other people not to win when we gon' win. Like I'm no yeah, it's a waste of. There's a lot of other energy I could be putting that into other than hoping somebody don't get because of where I may not have. We're
Yeah.
not perfect. Don't mean we haven't occupied those spaces. It's just at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. So anyway, we just
And
wanted to
what we
interject
do
that.
is, I'm glad you brought up that when we do feel some type of way, we go to each other. We go to each other as a sounding board. I feel like everyone needs someone that they can let that steam off of. That way they don't do something that could, potentially hurt them or impact them from a career standpoint or a brand standpoint or credibility standpoint. So really get a good friend, someone you really trust, that you can share those things, how you deeply, truly feel, and not a yes person. That's the one thing like about both
No.
of us is that if we don't agree with something, we're going to talk about it,
Yeah.
but we also are going to remain respectful to in the midst of that. And so it's good to have a friend, someone who really is not the yes person that you can kind of, let everything out, but also have a sense of wisdom that they can talk to you about how the best way it is to handle this, so that you don't do anything that's detrimental to your career. But we wish
Word
you
up.
all the best, sweetheart. We wish all of you guys. I love the Breakfast Club, like many people love the Breakfast Club. And through challenges, we all grow, right? We can't grow if things are, peaches and cream every day. You only grow through challenges. And I know that each and every one of you are going to go grow through this challenge, guys. So I really hate to bring up this story, but we got to talk about it. Shout out to the Indian community that follow me. Have so much love for you guys. And I apologize, I haven't talked as much on this story. I've been trying to wait for the facts, but Sadishka Kanaki, the girl who went missing in Dominican Republic, has been declared DEAD, by her parents. And if anybody saw the video of them making this announcement, it would have broke your heart. The father tried to calm the mom down. There was no calming. There was no calming. As a mom, we carry our babies. You know what I mean? We are attached to those babies. We breastfeed those children. So there is nothing you can tell me that's going to calm me down if I lose my 20-year-old daughter who was going to college and I just let her out of my wing to just go have a little bit of fun. And I'm thinking I'm going to see my child. And now I'm not seeing my child, and I'm seeing videos, and I'm hearing people talk, and I'm hearing friends left my child, and I'm seeing video of this man's arm around my child. There is nothing you can do to comfort a mother, and it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that we still have people out in this world that want to harm other people. Because I don't believe a wave took her. Sorry, I don't. I
Yeah,
know
I
her.
was.
Yeah, I know her parents are saying they don't think the guy had anything to do with it. I have no proof to say that he does. He did switch up some stories. Some stories was kind of switched up, but there's not enough to say that he did or didn't. But I do not think I think there's more to the story. I would say that I think that there's more to the story. But the reason why I also wanted to speak on it, rest in peace, my beautiful girl. You're so wonderful. And it's a shame that we didn't get to be a benefit of you becoming a doctor, because I'm sure you would have been an amazing doctor. And we didn't get the benefit of that. But the second thing why I wanted to bring this story to the forefront is to remind young adults right now that are on spring break, be careful.
Mm,
Do not go with people that you just meet. No. And I know you're thinking we're all students. They're really cool. Do we have to talk about the students in Ohio?
mm,
Those kids that were all in the house and they're no longer here. And it was another student, I think he had a master's degree, that they're saying is guilty of those charges, I believe. So just because they're a student, you think they're all having fun and it's all innocent fun. No, hun. Also be mindful how much you drink. If there is something that's causing you to be incoherent, lay off of it or do a little bit of it. Be mindful where you get your drinks from. Is it coming from the bartenders? Is it coming from the bartenders directly into friends? Because I'm very passionate about this, because this happened to a flight attendant and I get very emotional. Do not leave people.
mm.
Do not leave your friend. This is the time where you got to lend. If I got to be a mean, you know what? You better take your home now.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not, I'm about to call your parents. I don't care if you're grown, but I'm not leaving you with this person. And you do what you got to do, but do not let someone by themselves go with a man if it's a female for somebody she just met. We cannot do that. We can't. We can't, guys. Because yet again, here's another girl. Didn't we lose a girl? There was another Allen. I think it was Aruba or something many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That
This.
again, I think it was on
Mm-hmm.
spring break that this happened.
Yeah.
Do just like driving drunk. Do not let your friends drive drunk. It's the same thing. Do not let your friends go with people that they just met. And I get it. Y'all probably saying, Lisa, some people we can't control. Well, do your daggone to try. Call officials. Do what you have to do, because that would be a better result than that person never showing up again. I'd rather I be a pain than to hear the news that you don't show up again. Don't leave your friends. And friends who want to be out there hanging with people, take your you know what home. It's not worth it. You cannot trust people you just meet. You can't. We don't want to have another family broken like we have this family. It is heartbreaking when you see this family speak. The father can barely get words out. But we as a community, we have got to protect one another. And there's many people who have been in situations that you could have helped somebody and you didn't do it. If it don't feel right, it's probably not right. Trust your gut. Trust your gut. Aunt Wizzy, I know. These been some
Uh,
passionate stories today, boy. These baby,
once again.
yeah. Listen, listen. These babies.
Once again.
Have some creative
Nah,
thought.
no, no, I mean, yeah, I mean, no wonder though. I don't even want. I'm not even gonna. I'm just gonna get kind of dark. So that's sometimes where the abstract mind can be a little too
Listen,
much.
if you feel it's going
But
to add
because it,
value, bring it, but
you
just be mindful because
no, well, I mean, it's
you know,
just I
monetize.
just well, it's just I'm just putting my like when you said the dad and he couldn't get words out and I'm just I'm just that I could only imagine being biggest love of your life if you are able to have a child or children the way you felt when that person was born
Mm-hmm.
and then it's just you're you're still here to deal with the fact that they are not and it should be the other way around. Parents are not supposed to bury their kids. Kids are supposed to bury their parents.
Yeah.
So, in the perfect world, obviously, but um, so that part, I really just empathize. That's tough, dude. That's tough. I mean, and then to even have to, it's one thing for something to happen, but then we have to be involved in the details of what happened, right? So now you put all that on top. I can only imagine having it. Well, I have had to deal with all that
There
on
they
top.
go.
What am I talking about? And it sucks. You know how much I would have loved to just grieve as opposed to did I cuss? I probably cussed. I'm sorry.
Your
I don't know
parents
if I
just
did.
came
I
again, so
probably
I don't
did
know if you
when I
said
said
some.
that.
Yeah, they just came again.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't see them. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do tonight. You see, and I'm just gonna let
We
them
got
have
it.
at it. They having some fun with me tonight. You know what I'm saying? They over here playing tricks. You know what I mean? I'm not about to move and all that. Yeah, hey, you here? Hey, continue to do however you are here. I will take it.
You said father.
I said,
Mm,
Father. Yeah, and I was thinking about the Father that was,
hence.
and didn't realize how much I was thinking about him.
There you go.
Just that kids are supposed to bury their parents. That would have been co-up for him to have to bury, you know, any of us. That would have been toe up. Like, yeah, no, you brought us here.
Right.
You've provided above and beyond. No, that's the least we can do is bury
Yeah.
you. Like, that's how I look at that, right?
Yeah.
So when you have to deal with stuff that interferes with that, it's something. And like I say, now I mean, my situation is, but that is the same. You still have to deal with a lot. With like, dude, can we just let's just grieve? But we got to deal with all this. It's the same kind of thing with here. The fact that she's no longer here, you got to deal with that. But then now you have to deal about what happened, the ocean waters, and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, you know, a lot of lives were changed when that young man or when that situation happened. Let me not
Right.
blame.
Right. Right. That's
There's
how
a lot of lives that have changed as a result of that situation happening. And for the sake of the young man, if he has any conscience, I hope that it was an accident because that would be a heck of a burden for you to have to bear if you actually have a conscience. Like if you really have a conscience and you
Mhm.
really realize, if something foul happened that you were responsible for and you really realize that that was effed up or whatever that
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
that would be terrible for you to have to deal with the rest of your days because you're going to spend the rest of your days dealing with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Mentally.
saying? And that's another part of the game that doesn't like this is just real. This is that part of the story,
Yeah.
right? Like now this is that part. If you have and like I keep stressing, if he has any conscience, because if you don't, whatever. But if he has if he's like, hey man, hey listen, he could have just had a wild run at it. Maybe thought he was wilder than he was, this situation happens, you realize you ain't that wild, and now you got to deal with that remorse. That's going to be unfortunate for you, but
Right.
that is the punishment,
Right.
right? That's the punishment. You now have to
Right.
yes, all of these people now have been affected.
Right.
right? This mom and dad have been now affected. Their whole family has now been affected.
Absolutely.
Everyone is affected.
Right.
We're talking about it right now. We are affected. Like
Yeah.
you're affecting us, let alone the people that are anything remotely close to her. And this is for, like this is, I think sometimes we just got to get back and look at life like that. I think in a lot of ways, the design has desensitized us
Right.
to where we forget, we just, oh, this is a story, this happens, dang, that's messed up, and we move on. We need to pause more in these moments. I think there
Absolutely.
was a pause in the day we grew up. I'm not saying everybody was perfect, but I do feel like there was more of a pause just in that thought. I think that's why we had the experience we had growing up, because there was just more of a pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's everything is fast food now, so we get it so quickly that we don't take the pause, and they make sure we get that information. It's downloading.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We do it at work and the computer all the time. You don't think you're part of the experiment? It's downloading.
Yeah.
They download you with information to
Mm-hmm.
put you in a certain mood, to put you in a certain thought process so that you can follow. Just
Absolutely.
like the quote we said today. That quote is deeper than rap, deeper than rap. So that we need to get back to that. A lot happened when that situation happened. And young man, if you have a conscience and it turns out that unfortunately there was some foul play involved that you were responsible for, and you have to deal with that for, because I don't know how old he is. He can't be too old.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
So
I
now
think
you got,
22.
yeah, 22. So now you got 50, 60 years.
He's in his 20s too. I'm sorry. He's in his 20s, I believe, as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
25, anywhere like that. The rest of your life now is complete. It's you're everything that you had before you that you thought was before you is done. You're only doing this for the rest of your life now. Dig that.
Yeah.
We gonna get off this podcast. We gonna go, you gonna do your thing, I'm gonna go do my thing. We gonna do our thing to continue to do our thing. We gonna keep going. There's things coming. We got things to do. Something happens, that all changes now. That's with every decision. So just saying the situation changed a lot of lives. We need to focus on life in that consequence, because again, beware of the downloading. It is all downloading. It's all downloading. So the I think a lot of times we take the downloads and we forget about the consequences. These you've affected a lot of people, and that's why I was thinking about the family and registering with the father, obviously the mother. Just that's a lot. You've affected a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
you know, hey, you got to deal with that. So I just, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Absolutely, guys. So rest in peace, beautiful girl. Tiana Taylor, guys, this is breaking news. I saw this maybe 2 hours ago. Once Iman Shumpert, her ex-husband, behind bars for 20 days because she feels he is using their divorce for clout and causing her public scrutiny. Because this was breaking news, I don't have a lot of information. The only thing I would say in regards to this situation is that the person you was all I love you. I love you. Let's post. Oh, let's take a shot. Let's make Instagram think we're the happiest couple in the world. I love you, love you, love you. When y'all get divorced, it ain't the same anymore. So if you think they're gonna be the same person who they were while they was with you, I'm here to tell you they're not. Their loyalty to you, unfortunately, it changes. And I know people think, oh no, they should be this because they got kids. I agree with you. But the reality is, as a life coach, I'm telling you, people change. I see it with clients many, many times. So just understand that when the rules change, so does people. Take it from a divorcee herself. People change.
Facts. Facts. Yeah. Facts. That and so in that ticket, because I like that ticket. Um, it's very important for us to know or do the best you can. You can't predict how somebody's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Let me start by saying that we all get fooled. Listen, trust me. Hey, I'm one of the best I've ever seen. To say I ain't got food would be a lie. Lisa Renee is one of the best we've ever seen. To say she ain't got food would be a lie. We all get food now, baby. Let's not get it. Don't get it twisted.
Yep.
Okay, I don't got food. So I say this with a grain of experience. Um, as a result of getting got, if you pay attention to how you got and hold yourself accountable, again, you think what you, because a lot of times these relationships have these effect on us, right? They have these kinds of effects on us. And if we allow the circumstances of that relationship to define us, that bring out the insecurity in us, then we'll be in that state of thinking we are whatever or not whatever. You know what I'm saying? Back to the quote. That's why that quote deeper than rap. I'm trying to tell you, we back to the quote. We back to the quote of the day. Because if you don't allow yourself, it's important. That's why I say it's important to try. If you get got and you don't learn from that experience, then you're gonna stay getting got. And in that, and this is beyond Tiana and Iman. I'm really talking about what Lisa talked about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to deal with it their way. This is not even about them. This is just about the situation. I'm not, I don't know who's right or who's wrong. I liked y'all together. So, you know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
I did. I liked them together. I liked her that she liked him. He was doing his thing, but he wasn't the biggest, flashiest. And, he's just a real cat. I like that he liked her. I've talked about her. Listen, hey, listen, that's Wakanda. Why wouldn't you like her? You somebody like me. What you talking about?
Right.
Others may look and be like, yeah, but I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, I get it, fool. Because, yeah, man, I understand. That's royalty. I get it
Right.
just in its most purest form. I don't know the lady. I don't know. She, whatever. I'm just saying based on, yes. So I got it. I liked y'all together. So I'm not saying this at either one of y'all because I don't know what happened. But I am saying it is important to hold yourself accountable for the times that you may have felt like you got and realize you're worth enough to stand by the things that you want different the next time.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. So I don't know if you guys have heard Kanye's new song. I have had a chance to listen to his new song that dropped. I can't think of the name. What is it? Lonely Sunshine or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, Kim is very upset about the song dropping. She basically said that, hey, Kanye, don't drop that. I don't want my child daughter associated with Diddy, Sean Combs, while he has all these, SA things that are actually going on. And I can understand that from a parent standpoint. But then Kanye, it just went from bad to worse, where he started to just post inappropriate things about Beyonce and Jay-Z kids, calling them the R word. I mean, it just broke my heart. Like how in life do you ever say that about somebody's precious? These children are so innocent. Fight who you gonna fight. Leave kids alone. And so, we have seen this mental breakdown of Kanye for many years. Many of us would say it was associated after he lost his beautiful mother. And we just haven't seen him recover from, this situation, unfortunately. But you guys know Kim went to school for law and she's not having it. And then I think he released receipts of their text messages, and the text messages, Ace, I don't know if you saw, but they were a little like threatening type stuff, a little scary. I don't want to say all the words, but he pretty much said, if you do whatever, it's not going to happen over my DEAD body. And so um Kim, stay safe. Everybody stay safe, because when someone first of all, that has the money to do multiple things, you just don't know. And so just be careful. You know what I mean? Because in this time and day, you don't know. We don't know what could break or what can make people do certain things. So we all have to be careful. But this is just unfortunate for their four beautiful children. That have to have their parents going back and forth, because their kids are old enough, to be a part of social media and hear the things that are going on. It's also very sad. I feel bad for Beyonce and Jay-Z, because have they not dealt with enough? Like, there's just been so much scrutiny going on with Beyonce and Jay-Z. And so it's just really sad that they have to deal with this. And Cassie, she's so cute. I think she reposted something by somebody else to pretty much tell Kanye, shut up. You know what I mean? To just really shut up. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, K to the is well, I saw the ones when he was saying because I guess Kim had cleared vocals to be used on Playboy Cardi's album, but she didn't clear the vocals to be used on Kanye's album.
Hmm.
So he went on a rant about that, like, you know, she's this white woman isn't gonna let me see my black kids, and he went that whole route.
Right.
You're gonna clear for Playboy Cardi song, but you're not gonna clear for mine. I would not have her on that, and
Yeah.
you know, that
Yeah.
those kinds
Those
of
type of
things.
things. Yeah.
So I just saw that. I just, it just sounds like yay that and mind you, this is coming from somebody. Listen, you talk about somebody who's listened to your music, bro. I've listened to your music over all these years that you've been out here putting out dope stuff. So I say this with as much real cat as possible. If we were cussing, you know what I would say. Uh, it if there are a bunch of yes men in your circle, it could be contributing to why what's happening. Not to even say you're not cognizant of it. I mean, you have more exposure to the world than I understand, but I also get it too. Sometimes, lurking around and seeing what's swirling, you kind of get a chance to look and be like, sound like I don't know if there's any. It just sounds like you have a bunch of yes people in your corner. So I would, if you ever find yourself wanting anything to change, I would evaluate that because that's actually a reflection of you. So we'll
Well,
leave it at that.
shout out to Jonathan Major. He has a new movie coming out. It's called Magazine Dreams. This movie kind of aligns with things that Jonathan has had to deal with. This movie was supposed to drop in 2023, but it didn't drop, obviously, because of all the things that Jonathan was going through personally, which we're not going to hash up because we're just not going to keep knocking this brother down. You guys go and support this movie. The one thing we know about Jonathan Majors, he is a dope actor. Creed, dude, dude. Jonathan Majors played that so well, so good. He's such an amazing actor, and I absolutely will be seeing Magazine Dreams. I believe it drops on tomorrow, the 21st. Let's go and support this. Also, congratulations on his recent nuptials with the beautiful, talented Megan Good. They are married. They was married a couple of days ago at 11 a.m. I remember by the mother. Don't quote me automatically, but he is a married man. He is proud of his marriage and pretty much says Megan is truly his best friend because they've seen each other at their worst and good. And it was so funny. Aunt Weezy, he was on the Sherry show and he said, I don't know what question she asked, but basically he's like, man, when it gets heated, sometimes we talk it out, but sometimes we just got to leave the room,
I know
So
that's right.
right. And I like that he shared every day's not perfect with couples, guys. It's not. And sometimes you do have to take a breather, but it doesn't mean that you stop loving the person. And I really, really, really hope that this marriage lasts forever. I know Megan wants that, Jonathan, only because I know more about Megan because she's been in the industry, and I'm hoping you want that too. You guys have been through everything together, so just ride this out in the sunshine. But congratulations on two amazing things. And I heard his ex tried to do something negative, and they think, she's trying to overshadow his movie release. I don't know, but I ain't even gonna give her the airtime to talk about that. Congratulations, Jonathan.
Congratulations.
Boom.
Yeah. Yeah. And another one, he was awesome in Creed, but another quick one that I want to call out is uh what's the one that Jay-Z, The Harder They Fall. That movie,
Yes.
that movie in itself is just off the chain. So
Yeah. Yeah, he's an amazing actor. And he had to do a lot of, because we talk about our health segment, but he also talked about, shout out to Sherry, his regimen. I think he had to eat like 600 calories. 600.
6,000.
Oh, it was 6,000?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was less. I thought he had to do a calorie deficit, but amazing, amazing, amazing. Guys, Ashanti presented her husband Nelly with the Landmark Award at the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Show. Also, Nelly performed at the show too, as well. As we know, this is Nelly winning season. I mean, husband, new baby. Now he got the Landmark Award. Congratulations, Nelly.
Yeah,
How
that's
is
cool. That's
yours?
cool. That's cool. Nelly's always been a cool cat. I ain't never had no issue with Nelly. Nelly's always been cool.
I agree. We're probably going to spend a little bit of time on this, guys. Former singer Dawn Robinson from the 90s sensation In Vogue is living in her car. She went live to discuss her reasoning for this, and then her ex-husband reached out to offer her work to help change her current situation. So if you haven't seen the live, check the live out. Basically, just to break it all down, Dawn is like, I made this choice because I saw on YouTube a lot of people are living out their car. And some people are doing it because they have to. Some people are doing it because they're choosing this way of life. They don't want to pay this high rent, right? So you can take your truck and put heaters in there, put refrigerators in there, and you can drive, to these areas where people, camp out in. But it's really sad, because we all love, Hold On, all the amazing songs that, In Vogue sing. And the last thing we want to see is one of our girls living out her car who had such a sensational career. Even after In Vogue, she went on to perform with Maxine, I believe, another In Vogue. It's like the two broke up. And two went this way and the other two went that way. And so, but she's saying it's a choice and she doesn't want anybody, to feel sorry for her. But in a sense, we feel like the situation for all the money that it looked like she should have made, the last thing we want to see her is living in her car. But in the IG, it's like, hey guys, I'm going to get back on top. I'm going to do, again, I can, that inspirational quote, her I can.
100,
I'm going to get back on
1,000.
top. I'm going to do this. Don't feel sorry for me. And as long as she has that I can mentality, man, Dawn can do whatever she puts her mind to.
Yeah, Don then went on to Lucy Pearl too. I wanna
Right.
dance tonight. Yeah, no, In Vogue. I'll just do a quick little In Vogue thing because Dawn comes up, and I'm telling you, I yeah, it's just like all four could really sing and they all could do their own individual thing. And that does not get held high enough in the history books with respect to how good they were. I mean, could you imagine like in today's market if you get like a real good producer that just come and just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, oh man. Hey, listen, so I wanted to, I mean, and they performed All Star Weekend though. Like when I was watching the game, they did perform. They did a little Bay Area halftime thing. But yeah, In Vogue, I just wanted to give some In Vogue love because they don't get held high enough in the history books because all four could really sing. It ain't no, we ain't even had, nah. They need to get some love. That's iconic, and it didn't hurt that they was fine.
Ooh,
Yeah,
loving you.
yeah. There you go. Sing it, girl. Yeah, let them know that.
Boom, boom.
Hey, let them know that. Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, Aunt Weezy. We've heard a lot of stuff with the industry, right? A lot of artists performing, doing concerts, not because they want to, because they have to. Did Dawn make all the money she was supposed to make? I don't know.
That is a phenomenal question. I would love to.
Is she getting royalties?
Yeah, those are the kind of. I actually, yeah, those are. I want to ask those questions. Like, I want that.
Dawn,
Like, I
come
wish
on
we
to the
can get
show,
her on a
girl.
come on to the show. Like,
Come on, Dawn.
not only just you. Like, a lot of people. Like, I got questions when it come to that. So
Yeah,
you are absolutely one of them.
yeah.
Like how did like what what happened there? You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
because
I
it looked like it should be, but it turns out it wasn't. Well, Why wasn't it? What
Right.
went wrong?
Right. These are the questions, and I believe too, I hope she will share her story because we can learn from it. And so we talked about a woman living in her car a while back, and we also talked about saving. So it just makes me think, guys, just try to save as much as you can because you don't know where you can end up. She's not the only
Word,
celebrity we've
word,
seen in certain situations, right? Your life could be this way one day, and the next day it can be another way based on life, just be life. And guys, Will Smith.
word.
I am out here in Vegas right now, and I saw Will Smith on a billboard, but I couldn't really see some of the printing. Will Smith, don't get mad at your marketing people, but I saw his name, but I couldn't see the coloring and things like. And I look for things like that based on projects I'm working on from a marketing standpoint. But
Mm-hmm.
I came to find out Will Smith. Is out in Vegas. He is dropping a new album since 20 years. I don't know if y'all gonna cop that album. I'm definitely gonna cop that album. I think Will Smith is freaking dope, rapper, actor, father, and yep, I'm about to say it, husband. And I know a lot of things have happened with him and Jada that we're not going to even go into because this is about Will doing well. We're not going to go about what happened in the past, but we don't care. Okay. Will is dropping an album and he came out, he started his career as a rapper. And so I'm just excited to hear. I heard a little snippet on the Breakfast Club and wow. But I'm excited to actually hear more and to see him go back to his roots of what he first came out. I mean, parents just don't understand. We remember
Yeah.
Wilson back in the dun the dun the dun dun, howl up in the down the dun, summer, summer, summertime,
Summertime
ooh,
smash.
summertime. We love Will. We love Will. Bring it out. Bring the music out, bro. We waiting. We are waiting.
I'll be interested to see what he does in 2025, what that would sound like, because I will say this about Will. If Will um, decided to do rapping full time and really decided to like do rapping full time, he would have he would have been a factor in the rap game.
Oh,
I do. Now, a lot of people might look at it, in the state of, but I'm just saying you got to think of the time. He always would have been that person coming out with a summertime. He would have always been that person, like, and if he would have really stayed on that path, um, I'm gonna say a name and I'm not even comparing them, but a person who always just kind of stayed, and I mean this in the most complimentary way because he's one of my favorite artists ever. He's like really he was one of the big light switchers for me when it came to hip hop. And I'm talking about LL. And LL has
oh,
always stayed in that lane. He's always been LL. He
yeah.
always, he ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? All the kinds of things, but he's always stayed in the lane. And I think Will would have been able to, if he would have really just said, okay, I'm going to do my Fresh Prince thing, he would have stayed in a certain lane over the years. I've always felt like that. So it'll be interesting to see what this will sound like, with the producers and all that. In light of everything that happened, it was just unfortunate. I ain't even getting into it, but like Will is, I've always rooted for Will. It's definitely a stain. It's definitely a stain. Just in general, I'm not even talking personally. I'm just talking about in general because I do like Will. So we'll see what it sounds like. I'm interested to see what it sounds like
Head
because I'll be
swung.
curious to see.
My head swung. You can't bring up LL and don't,
Oh well,
Lord have
he's
mercy. Oh,
oh
God have mercy. Oh
hey,
my gosh.
hey,
What?
listen, and then real quick on some LL, I'm gonna tell you how LL I get. LL's the Force album that came out like middle of last year. Hey, listen, nah, listen, on some real LL. Like LL, hey man, look, hey, James Todd Smith will always give you that dope if you're listening.
Government babe.
Hey, James Todd will always give you that dope if you're listening, man. Cause he'll give you the head sprungs and all that stuff. But I'm bad LL fan.
Right.
So that I'm bad spirit, he always gonna give you some dope. It's always it might be surrounded by some commercial hits and all that, but LL gonna give you that. Hey, LL, that hey man, hey. James Todd is one of my,
Stop.
James Todd's one of my guys. Like pause, but I hold him very high in this rap stuff. So I'm saying Will could have possibly, in his own way. I'm not saying he would have been LL, but that's, I feel like, kind of lane. Just, Will, because he would have let himself be more human. So, he would have, it wouldn't have always had to be so PG. So in that lane, Will would have been all right. I think, he would have just occupied that lane over the years, I feel.
Absolutely. What's going on with sports right now?
So DMV, stand up, everyone stand up DMV. I'm Sacktown represent. I do this all the time. West CFL, all the things, NorCal stand up, all the stuff. But in football, I am DMV stand up. Longtime Skins fan. Y'all call him the Commander. So Debo said he's motivated and repaying the Commanders and trusting in him because we did give a
Yeah,
little investment in him. But Debo, so listen, that means if Debo can come, because we got good things, guys and girls and gals, we have good things out there in the DMV, huh? We got good things. So if he's able to come and really just be a good version of himself, he ain't even got to be Super Bowl, like Super San Francisco getting to the Super Bowl Debo. Because I can understand why he didn't want to be in that system anymore because it was shortening his career. As dope as he is at both,
right,
it's shortening his career. I understand, my brother. I get it. Use the game. Don't let the game use you.
right.
So in that with my man Lincoln Riley calling the plays, he's going to be able to get Debo in a lot of little slots and things. That's going to with an already good situation going with Jaden Daniels. Now you get Jaden Daniels, Debo as an outlet. Come on, man. It can be, hey, guys. So I'm just saying a lot to look forward there, guys. DMV stand up. Let's go, guys. So I had to do that. I had to do that. I don't give a care
Absolutely.
how big the news is. It's going to be on my news. Yeah.
Stand
Stand
up.
up. NCAA tournament is starting today. The SEC got a record 14 out of its 16 teams in the tournament. So that is big news, but they've already lost two of them. Two of them already done got smacked out. First day. So that's big. We'll see how that fares. They got 16 teams. And let's see. I know Auburn's the number one. I know Florida's the number one. I don't even know who all the number. Oh, Houston's the number. No, Houston's not a number one. No, Houston is number one. Anyway, I think they got three of the 14s that are number one seed. They're loaded in the tournament, but they're already starting to get capped out. So if a team don't from the SEC, which has been the best conference in college basketball, I'm not fronting. I'm not saying it hasn't been. It's been a gauntlet in there, but it'd be very interesting if not one of those teams emerges as the national champion. So
Absolutely.
that's just getting started. Kings win two straight. West affiliate. So I got Kings win two straight after losing four in the thick of it. We were right there behind Golden State. Golden State won four, we lost four. That's an 8-game swing. Who does that? So we still holding on firm at the 9th spot. The Sabonis is out another 10 days. Why? Um, but we holding on. We holding firm at the 9 speed. We got a game, I believe, tonight or tomorrow. Big. Oh, we just beat the Cavs last night. Stand up, Cavs, best team in the league, and we beat their butts. So that's good. Uh, Lake Show have won. I said three, but it's been two straight after losing four straight. But Luke was out tonight against the Bucks because he had ankle sprain.
Mhm.
So we'll see how that goes. They holding on. Still no quite timetable for Braun coming back, but they just trying to hold on. You don't want you'll be 3-2 seed if they want to try and get there. But don't matter because Kings is gonna be 8-9 seed and we gonna work from there. And then I wanted to, Jake, because listen, boxing is hey, it's still the thing. So Jake Paul says that the person he will not fight is David Benavidez. He's been calling out everybody. Him and Canelo dang near inked the deal. Canelo backed out to go do some punk. I will say it's some punk stuff. He did back out to go. Listen, if you're gonna back out and you don't want to fight him, you need to be fighting David Benavidez. If you ain't fighting Benavidez, I don't know what you're doing, man. So I feel very passionate about that, and I got a thing I'm gonna release about that. Boom, boom, boom. So, but he says he wants to fight Javante. He wants to fight Canelo, Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul, I like the lane you've created for yourself. I give you a lot of props.
Mhm.
the fact that you're getting these fighters to entertain you is a really big deal, and I'm giving you a lot of props on that. But these guys are different guys than the UFC fighters who aren't boxers anymore, or like
Right.
Mike Tyson, who's almost 60 years old. They're different guys. So I'm just saying, tread lightly, my brother. Tread lightly. Because these cats are real cats. Tread lightly. It could be a problem if you're not careful. And I'll leave it at that.
Wow. All right, guys. So we wanted to tell you before we did our improv challenge, very good to Aunt Weezy with the sports. Several people are in concerts. If you guys are looking for something to do, Kendrick Lamar and SZA is in concert. AC/DC is on tour. They're still around doing the
Doing
daggone
the thing. Doing the
thing.
thing.
And then also our boy Will Smith is
Willard.
on tour, guys. So there are some things to do. We know the economy, things are a little bit crazy, but it's important to have work-life balance, right?
Word.
Look in your
Word.
budget, put things away to go and have fun for yourself or with your family too as well. So our improv challenge, Aunt Weezy came up with the sentence. It's going to be let's get messy.
Mm.
Let's get messy, guys. Put 60 seconds on your
60
clock, guys,
seconds
because
to
we only
red.
got 60 seconds. If you are new to our improv challenge, basically, Aunt Weezy and I are actors as well as musicians too, as well. And so we just want to show you our improv chops, and you are the judges. Let us know who won this week, Aunt Weezy or Lisa Renee. So, guys, we are about to start the timer. Let's go. Let me tell you a story. Yes. How I got to bring some mess.
You got some mess. This is test. Well, you got a story. Say it from your chest. What?
It happened one day, when I was sitting upstairs listening to your mess.
You was listening to my mess, but you must not have been listening because when I talk, I keep it glistening.
Let me tell you a story. Yes. How I got to be so fresh. I
You,
was dealing with your mess today, and I'm listening to the radio and not trying to be messy. But
all you did was create some mess. You messed up your plate. You mess with me, you're gonna meet your fate. You want to square off, we call a date. But fix up that messy stuff that you say.
did you bring up Jess the mess? Is that what we talked about? Because Jess created mess. Is that what you're talking about? Because I'm
I
not trying
was
to be messy.
all I was saying was mess. Jess may have had a little mess, but still don't mean that she's not human in flesh.
Ooh, time. She absolutely is. Jess, honey, we wish you nothing but the best. If you are bothered by anything, honey, give yourself grace. It's all called life. We all learn and we all grow from every experience, you guys. Again, another mother, please share this if you feel that this can help someone. We are here every Friday morning at 9 a.m. Aunt Wow is on a different time zone. So if the time is a little bit different, that is because he is on a different, we on two different coasts. Okay. We are simply on two different coasts, but you will definitely get it from me, official Lisa Renee, and then Aunt Wow. How can they find you on your YouTube?
At the real Ant Wild on YouTube, baby.
Guys, we wish you so many blessings, and we'll see you next week, same time. We
Same
another
channel.
Poddio. Hey.
Hey.